Hello students, let's see the continuation part of second chapter, and the subject is financial management first. So today we are going to discuss the other two types of leverages, that is financial leverage and combined leverage. So let's see now what is financial leverage. So financial leverage is the mix of long-term debt and preference share capital and equity share capital in the capital structure of a company to produce more gains for the equity shareholders. So it is a combination of long-term debt, preference share capital and equity share capital in a capital structure, and it says how to increase the gains to the equity shareholders by having a proper mix of these three capitals. In the words of J.E. Walter, financial leverage may be defined as the percentage return on equity to the percentage return on capitalization. According to Gitman, financial leverage is the ability to use the fixed financial charges to magnify the effects of changes in EBIT on the firm's EPS. So it says use of fixed charges securities, fixed interest bearing long-term debts like debenture, bonds and preference shares. These are the securities which carry fixed rate of return. Along with equity share capital, means using of fixed charge securities along with equity share capital in the capital structure in order to produce more gains to the equity shareholders. So it is a mix of, so financial leverage is a mix of long-term debts, preference share capital and equity share capital in the capital structure of a company to produce more gains to the equity shareholders. So to calculate financial leverage, here is a formula. Measurement varies depending upon whether preference shares are present in a capital structure or not present in a capital structure. So when there are no preference shares in a capital structure, then the formula is financial leverage is equals to EBIT divided by EBT, earning before interest and tax divided by EBT. When preference shares are part of capital structure, then the formula for calculating financial leverage is equals to EBIT divided by EBT, and one more addition there, minus P stands for preference dividend divided by I minus T. T means tax rate. So this is a formula to calculate financial leverage when there is preference shares in a capital structure, when there is no preference shares in a capital structure. Let's see the significance of financial leverage. So first is it is a tool for investment. EPS is a good tool for evaluating an investment. By focusing on EPS, financial leverage enables the evaluation of performance of the company. So financial leverage tells about how EPS is good for evaluating an investment. If shareholder is getting a good rate of return for their investment, definitely the company is doing good. We can assume like that. So financial leverage enables the evaluation of the performance of the company. If a company is performing good, that means if a company making a profit, then only they can go for distributing a dividend to the equity shareholders. So it is a tool for evaluating the performance of the company so that we can decide whether to invest in a particular company or not. Relation between EBIT and EBT, it is earning before tax. It helps in understanding the relation between EBIT and EBT in earning before interest and tax and earning before tax. So financial leverage helps us to understand the relation between EBIT and EBT. So in other words, the relation between interest and before tax profit is quantified by the financial leverage. So we can see the existence of interest, that is fixed charge securities, how it is different from EBT, so that what relation between that two we can observe with the help of financial leverage. Measurement of financial risk. Financial leverage is not only magnifies EPS but also is a measure of financial risk of the company is exposed to. So we can measure the financial risk of the company with the help of financial leverage. So if there is higher financial leverage, it indicates there is higher financial risk in that particular company. Measurement of changes in EBIT and EPS. The impact of a change in sales in percentage on EBIT and EPS can be computed by using the leverages without preparing the statement of income for changed situation. So without preparing statement of income, if we have EBIT and EPS that is changes, if we have figures of these two, we can calculate the financial leverage, and we can see the financial risk associated with that company. So next leverage is combined leverage. This one we'll see later. Let's solve one problem under financial leverage. Let's see the first problem under financial leverage. For the year ended 31st March 2007, Sun Microsystems Limited had an earning before interest and tax EBIT of rupees 70,000 and an equity capital of rupees 1,40,000. Its annual interest, that means interest, was rupees 10,000. It issued 510% preference shares of rupees 100 each at par, and its EBIT for the year ending 31st March 2008 went up to 1,10,000. Calculate the financial leverage for two situations. That means before and after the issue of preference shares. Before and after the issue of preference shares, your formula will vary. So we already seen financial leverage calculate madudu hege with the preference share capital, without preference share capital in a capital structure, and also discuss the effect of issue of preference shares on the financial leverage of the firm and assume a tax rate of 30%. So we need to analyze on the financial leverage. We have to make analysis on the financial leverage. So to calculate financial leverage, we need to prepare statement of income. Here sales, variable cost, fixed cost, that information not given. But here fixed cost is not there, and also variable cost also not there in this problem. But we have the information of EBIT. So directly from EBIT we can start to prepare with the statement of income. Let's go for this. So statement of income for the year ending 31st March 2007 and 31st March 2008. So sales information not given, but we have the information of EBIT. What is the EBIT for 2007? EBIT of 2007 is 70,000 and EBIT for 2008 was 1,10,000. So from EBIT, what we have to deduct? We have to deduct interest. What is the interest? Its annual interest was 10,000. So for both the year, interest was 10,000. So EBIT minus interest, and the answer is called EBT, or earning before tax. Earning before tax. So earning before tax for 2007 it is 60,000 and 2008 was 1 lakh. So from EBT you have to deduct tax. So what is the tax rate? Tax is 30%. On profit, earnings, on that we are calculating tax. So 60,000 into 30%, it is 18,000, and 1 lakh into 30%, 30,000 is the tax. So earning after tax, EAT, earning after tax is 42,000. 60,000 minus 18,000, it is 42,000. 1 lakh minus 30,000, it is 70,000. So for the first case, there is no preference shares, but for 2008, company issued 510% preference shares of rupees 100 each. So from this we have to deduct preference dividend. Preference dividend is at 10%. So preference share capital is 500 into 100 is a face value. So 50,000 is a preference dividend. So for the first case there is no preference dividend, and for the second case 50,000 into 10%, and the preference share dividend is 5,000. So surplus profit is equals to 42,000 in case of first year. In the second year it is 65,000. Now we need to calculate financial leverage. So financial leverage before the issue of preference shares. So formula is EBIT divided by EBT. So what is the EBIT for the year 2007? It is 70,000, and EBT 60,000. 70,000 divided by 60,000. And the financial leverage is 1.167 times. And second, financial leverage after the issue of preference shares. Here formula will vary. EBIT divided by EBT. So to this formula you need to deduct P divided by 1 minus T. So EBT minus P divided by 1 minus T. So in second case EBIT was 1,10,000 and EBT 1 lakh. So 1,10,000 divided by 1 lakh minus preference dividend. Preference dividend 5,000 divided by 1 minus T. T stands for tax rate, and tax rate is 30%. 30% means 0.30, 0.3. So financial leverage for the second year. So 1,10,000 divided by 1 lakh minus 5,000 divided by 0.7. 1,10,000 divided by 1 lakh minus 5,000 divided by 0.7 means 7,142.857. So the answer is 1.1846. So you have to make analysis here. So when there is preference shares, the financial leverage goes up from 1.167 to 1.1846. So as preference shares carry fixed rate of dividend, issue of such shares brought in the benefit of leverage. So like that you have to give a analysis. Now let's see what is combined leverage. Combined leverage quantifies the total magnified impact on EPS for a given increase in sale. It also represents the total risk of the company is exposed to both in operation and financial structure. So it is the total risk. It indicates the total risk of the company. It is obtained by multiplying operating leverage and financial leverage. So the formula to calculate combined leverage is equals to operating leverage into financial leverage. You have to multiply the answer which you got while calculating operating leverage and financial leverage. So if financial leverage is to be calculated separately, so andre without calculating financial leverage and operating leverage, if you need to calculate combined leverage separately, so you can use the following formula depending upon the case. When preference shares are not there in share capital, then the formula to calculate a combined leverage is equals to contribution divided by EBT. Direct agi statement of income adra help alli without calculating operating leverage and financial leverage, you can calculate combined leverage when there is no preference shares in a capital. The formula is contribution divided by EBT. When preference shares are part of capital structure or when there is preference shares in a capital, then the formula is combined leverage is equals to contribution divided by EBT minus divided by 1 minus T. So P stands for preference dividend and T means tax rate. So let's solve problems under this. Let's solve some 6 marks problems which may appear from this chapter. The first problem, a firm has an operating leverage of 3. Direct agi kottidare. If the sales increases by 30%, calculate the percentage of increase in operating profit or EBIT. So we need to calculate percentage of increase in EBIT. So the formula to calculate that is percentage of increase in EBIT is equals to percentage increase in sales into operating leverage. So this is a formula to calculate percentage increase in EBIT. Percentage increase in sales, you need to multiply operating leverage to that. So here percentage increase in sales, that is given, it is 30% into operating leverage is 3. So percentage increase in EBIT is 90%. Yes. Here is the next problem. If the financial leverage of a company is 2.5, if the EBIT increases by 25%, what is the percentage increase in EPS? So the formula to calculate percentage increase in EPS, that is percentage increase in EBIT into financial leverage. So this is the formula to calculate percentage increase in EPS. Percentage increase in EBIT into financial leverage. So here percentage increase in EBIT is 25% into financial leverage is 2.5. So percentage increase in EPS is equals to 62.5%. Next, if the combined leverage is 5, calculate the percentage increase in EPS. You need to calculate percentage increase in EPS when sales increases by 12%. So the formula is increase in EPS percentage is equals to percentage of increase in sales into combined leverage. So percentage of increase in sales is 12% into combined leverage is 5. So percentage increase in EPS is equals to 60%. We just multiply the information given in a problem. That's it. Next problem. Number 4. A company has an operating leverage of 3, financial leverage of 2. Calculate the combined leverage. So operating leverage ಮತ್ತು financial leverage ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Combined leverage ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ calculate ಮಾಡೋದು? So combined leverage is equals to operating leverage into financial leverage. So easily you can calculate. If sales go up by 20%, what will be the percentage of increase in EBIT and EPS? So we have to calculate again what is the percentage increase in EBIT and what is the percentage of increase in EPS. So let's calculate a combined leverage first. With that information and sales information, we can calculate these changes. So combined leverage is equals to Operating leverage is 3 into financial leverage is 2, so combined leverage is 6. So now let's calculate percentage increase in E. So the formula you already know, that is a percentage increase in sales into operating leverage. Percentage increase in sales given in a problem, it is 20% into what is the operating leverage, it is 3. So percentage increase in EBIT is 60%. So percentage increase in EPS is equals to, formula is percentage increase in EBIT into financial leverage. Percentage increase in EBIT we calculated just now, that is 60% into financial leverage is 2. So percentage increase in EPS is 120%. This percentage of increase in EPS can also be calculated with the help of combined leverage. Let's see how it is. So percentage of increase in EPS is equals to percentage of increase in sales into combined leverage. So percentage of increase in sales, it is given in problem, it is 20% into combined leverage. So you calculate it here. Combined leverage is 6. So percentage increase in sales is 120%. Same answer will get 120%. Thank you.